And this is what some people call the fun formula, the saloon stock cars. Basically, it's a matter of getting something like an old MG Magnet. You simply strip out most of the interior trimmings, you fit a full seat harness, and you can tune the engine up as much as you like within the original specification of the engine. You can't go out and spend a fortune on masses of bolt-on goodies to make it go faster. You've got to get the very best out of it in its basic original kind of specification. Obviously, they have bumpers front and back and some long lengths of iron through to strengthen the car up, because this is the kind of stock car racing where the lads really get stuck in. There's none of the, excuse me, would you mind moving over? It's a quick whack up the back, and if they don't get out of the way, another one and into the fence with them. These are the two top men of the sport. 269 with the checkered roof is Jeff Munn, won the European Championship in Germany only a couple of weeks ago, and 499 is Bob Studd, and he's reigning national points champion. That's the silver stripe on the roof as the starting marshal gives them the green flag, and we're underway for 20 laps. And that's 438. Sam Elgin from Lakenheath in the lead at the moment. The colours on the roof of the car, all stock car fans will know that has a great meaning, because it indicates the grade of the driver. If the roof colour is white, then he's a fairly novice grade of driver, and they have the advantage of starting in the front. Then they move through the yellows, the red, the blues, and the red tops are the star men who are way at the back. And here's some of the star men dipping up onto the speedway track on the inside to cut through and avoid those blue tops who were held up in that pile-up. Starman Graham Kircher in the middle of that little group, pushing his way around. 499 Bob Studd moving through very, very quickly indeed. Remember, of course, Bob Studd and 269 Jeff Munn, they were the top star men, so they had to start right at the very back, and they've got to pass every other car if they're going to get in the placings in this one. That's Bob Studd, national points champion, 499. Still 525 the leader, 87 is second. And the second car, 87, just spinning out of your picture there. He's been pushed out of the second place. Now, of course, the lead car beginning to catch some of the slower cars that are now a lap behind. And this is one of the problems when you're the leader, of course. Not only have you got to hold the challenge from behind, but you've got to pick your way through the rubbish in front. 44 goes for a chop. Frank Howes, but a quick bit of manoeuvring, and he's back in the race, losing very little ground. And 459, Ricky Royal gets himself into trouble. Just going out of the picture was 87, the former second place man. There's 923 and 931. That's the second and third places. That's the leader. He's got a few yards, that's all. That's 296. He just spun himself out. That's the second place man. Or he was until he got himself involved in that bit of bother. That made 299 is now up into second place. Still 525. Nigel Trench from Ipswich in the lead. 299, that's the second place. Pete Smith from North Walsham in second place, but he's got himself quite a lot to do. Nigel Trench certainly managed to keep himself out of trouble, and that's half the game here. You can pick your way through the field, knocking off a few of the opposition as you go. 525 seems to have gone. We've lost 525 somewhere. And 130 seems to have shot through now, in fact, to move up. 130 now has moved up through into the lead place. 130. We had a bit of a cloud of dust after a pile-up, and 130 shot out of that and went up into the lead with 3 more to go. There he is, Dave Davenport from Sandy in Bedfordshire. 299 is in second place. 299 is now about 20 yards behind him. And 130 is getting held up by these back markers. Here we come round the bend. There's 130, a back marker, and 299 is right behind the back marker. There's 130 in the lead. The car in the middle is a back marker, and 130's in trouble. 130 has had to pull to the outside of the track, and 299 has now shot ahead to take it. 299, and the checkered flag is at the ready, and it's going to be a win for 299. Pete Smith from North Walsham coming out of the final turn. Now he's getting himself tangled. He's getting himself tangled as they go through there, but he was over the line, so he's going to be okay. 299 leaving a car rolling in his wake. A great win for Pete Smith from North Walsham. Second place is going to be 137, Terry Thorpe, and 269, Jeff Munn came through to take the third place. But Blue Grade driver, 299, Pete Smith, is the winner. And the control car moves away at the start of this 20-lapper for the stock cars. The white grade drivers at the front, the lesser experienced drivers. You can pick out the grade of the driver by the colour of the roof of the car. There's the whites at the front, immediately behind the control car. Then the yellow grade, the drivers who've scored rather more points. Then come the blue tops. And at the very back, the red tops. Those are the star drivers. They're the ones to keep an eye on, who've got to fight their way through these cars in front in order to get through. Basic saloon cars, tuned up to some extent. It's a rather lower cost formula, and the green flag sends them on their way. 40-yard cars now, and 20 laps to come. The track is very, very wet indeed. And a mixture of water and oil and shale flying everywhere as they go through. And the leading car at the moment is, as one might expect at this stage, with only one lap gone, one of the white tops, number 374, is the leader. That's the lead car, 374. 120 there is in second place. And these two now already catching up with one and two cars that got themselves in trouble on the first lap. Over the line to complete a couple of laps now for 374, 120, 156 and 87. Those are the first four. 238, one of the star men there, just pushing his way through further back. But with this kind of lineup, it does mean the star men, in order to win, have got to pass every other car in the field. 708 and another one there getting rather locked together, causing a bit of chaos on the exit to that turn. What happens, two cars bounce off and they get locked together. 226, Eddie George came round and did them a favour by bashing into them and getting them apart. They're both free and spinning around and back into the race. And trouble here as the three of them get locked together, slither off the tarmac and go off onto the inside speedway track. 498 finds they're backing out into the traffic is not too helpful. And we've got a partly blocked raceway as the others try to come through. One of the star men, 594, gets himself all hooked up. Still 374, there we are, that white top. He's out there in front of them. 120 is still holding second place, and 156 is third. There's 562, one of the well-known characters in East Anglia, Horry Barnes. He's all mixed in there. That 594 Marty Page star car is now obviously out of the race. The driver scrambles to safety through the safety pits. .137, Terry Thorpe from Hayes in Middlesex is now the leader if we can find him. Just gone over the line now to complete 9 laps, car number 137. And in fact, a red top, a star grade driver, has now battled his way through this field of, what, the 30-odd cars that were in front of the 10 stars, and he's now out in front. 459, Ricky Royal, another star man, is behind him, but he's got himself now a good half-lap lead, in fact, over the rest of the field. That's 137, the leader, pushing his way field has become rather spread out under these very wet and slippery conditions. This is what can happen. One driver can have a lucky break and he's through and away. 2:26, Eddie George in some more trouble. In fact, two front wheels on that car pointing in opposite direction. A half shaft now pulled out on this one. The drive shaft to that rear wheel going further and further out. How much longer that can last like that, I don't know. It's still there. One thin shaft of steel is holding the back end of that car up, or nearly holding it up anyway. That's one of the bottom grade drivers, 120. Eddie George has got his front wheels all jammed up underneath the wing, and that rather looks as if it's the end of the challenge for the 226 car. 7 more laps to go for this one. There's Terry Thorpe in 1:37. That car there, just going through the picture now, that's 459, the second place man. The rest of the field some long way spread out behind them. That's 459, Ricky Royal from Ipswich. Still dodging some of the other traffic. 137 though, Terry Thorpe has still got himself, and in fact the second car's in trouble. He's got himself mixed up with Eddie George. Eddie George seems to specialise in finding trouble this afternoon, and the second place man, 459, in fact goes out of here making 2:33, the second place man. But I don't think the second place is going to make an awful lot of difference, because the leader has now got himself such a comfortable lead with 5 more laps to go, that unless something drastic happens now to Terry Thorpe in 1:37, I think he's going to hang on quite comfortably. Terry Thorpe then round that top bend. And 562, Horry Barnes, just spinning out of the corner of the picture there a moment ago. The leader comes through. That's 562, Horry Barnes. He doesn't give up that easily. He's back in again with that long bout. Terry Thorpe now, his main job with a half a lap lead is to keep himself out of trouble. Very tempting sometimes to tuck in behind and give somebody a bit of shove, but you've only got to get your bumper caught up, and the half lap lead you've got is gone, and you finish up nowhere at all. 3 more to go. 5.6 right across in 7.03, and 7.03 in fact fairly well down the field. That's not going to make a lot of difference to his final position. That's the leader, and that front near side wheel looking decidedly sick. I don't know whether he's caught something on the way round, but that's certainly looking decidedly sick now. And his lead has gone down to a little under half a lap now. I think he's got time, because there's only 1 more lap. If he can just hang on for this final lap. 33. The second place man just spinning out one of the other back markers. Horry Barnes in that Volvo there, tucked in behind that other car, trying to push him out of the way. The leader coming round the final bend. Coming up for the checkered flag now. There he is, 1:37, Terry Thorpe, Hayes in Middlesex, the winner of the stock car race. A little way back before we can find the other placemen. Some of these cars are a long way behind. Okay. That's the man who's come out top of the heap here, 1:37. Terry Thorpe pulls onto the speedway track on the inside as the rest of the slower cars down the field finish.